What's up and welcome to FPL Today. I'm your host JNO, welcome to the channel and welcome to another My Team for Game Week 5 as we look back at how I did in Game Week 4 and then see what I'm going to do moving into Game Week 5 to try and optimise my points and climb up those FPL rankings. But before we get into today's video, if you want FPL content in your subscription box, consider subscribing to the channel. We try and get 3 to 4 videos out every week for the Fantasy Premier League, around 4 PM every day, so consider subscribing to the channel if you want a little bit of me in your life. A little bit of me in your life. Anyway, on with today's video, and today we are talking about my team, and I finally did decently for once. I managed to get 50 points in a game week where the average points was 44. The highest points scored was actually 110. My game week rank was only 1.5 million, however that was enough to see me climbing the rankings up to 918,273rd, putting me on 207 points overall out of almost 5 million players. It's crazy, there's almost 5 million players in this game now. So I've not done too badly, and hopefully I've shaped up my team now to consistently get above the average and consistently keep rising up those rankings so I can get into the top 1% of players again. If we actually look at my team overall, we can see that apart from 4 players, everyone let me down. We had Ben Foster conceding, whereas West Brom have usually been getting clean sheets. We had Norton just missing out on a clean sheet because of that Newcastle goal. We had Phil Jones and Man United concede 2 against Stoke, which wasn't foreseen. And we had Chelsea concede against Leicester. Despite the fact that they dominated large parts of the game, Leicester always looked good on the counter. And unfortunately, Alonso didn't pick me up any of those goals that he usually scores or any assists. Mohamed Salah, we all know he got subbed off at half-time, thanks to Sadio Mane getting sent off in the first half against Manchester City. Mkhitaryan had an assist robbed off of him because Lukaku can't finish at the first time of asking. And then Chicharito managed to smack the ball against the bar in the Monday night game, had me up on my feet thinking I'd got some more points in the FPL, and unfortunately I hadn't. But there were 4 players that really stood out, and one that won't get into the top performers of the week because he just misses out purely because he wasn't the captain. And that man is Ben Mee. Ben Mee, playing for Burnley, managing to get a clean sheet against Crystal Palace, who still haven't scored in the Premier League, and have sacked Frank de Boer and brought in Roy Hodgson. I personally think that is way too soon to be sacking any manager, and you brought Frank de Boer in to kind of build something at Palace, and you gave him 4 games and then got rid of him. So I'm a bit disappointed in Crystal Palace as a football club for what they've done, but Ben Mee managed to get me some points, so I'm happy about that. Looking at the top performers, we can see that 2 of them came from the Spurs side that were involved in an impressive 3-0 victory over Everton, and that's Christian Eriksen and Harry Kane. Christian Eriksen managing to get on the score sheet, looked very good in the game, managed to get 8 points, no bonus points, but managed to get a goal, which got him that 8-point total. Christian Eriksen has looked good in every single Spurs game, despite Spurs not looking that great. So I'm really hopeful for Christian Eriksen to have a great season and be head and shoulders above Dele Alli. It probably won't work out that way. We'll probably have game weeks where Dele Alli scores better and game weeks where Christian Eriksen scores better, but Christian Eriksen looks the real deal to me this season, so I'm happy to have him in my side. The other man, of course, Harry Kane. It's no longer August, so he came up with 2 goals, one of them a very lucky cross, but that could be the turning point in his season, and now he's going to score plenty of goals. His second goal was well taken from a Ben Davies cross, and that got him 13 points in total because he got 3 bonus points as well. Unfortunately, I didn't captain him. However, I did captain Alvaro Morata because I thought Chelsea against a Leicester side whose defence hasn't looked that solid compared to Tottenham against an Everton side whose defence had looked solid. I thought Alvaro Morata and Chelsea would do the business. Unfortunately, they only scored 2 goals and Alvaro Morata was only involved in the first one, getting on the end of a cross by Cesar Azpilicueta. So I'm happy with Morata in my team, but I kind of wish he scored at least 1 more goal to be level with Harry Kane, so I would have got optimum points for the game week. Before we look at my team for next week, we are actually going to talk about my transfer because I've already made it, and it is someone that is quite a contentious point on this channel, and it is Ben Davies. Ben Davies last game week 4, got 14 points by getting a clean sheet, 2 assists and 2 bonus points. Ben Davies looked great in that game, he looked great in other games as well, and he was head and shoulders above the rest apart from Marcus Alonso when I rated all the defenders in the game over the international break. So for me, Ben Davies has to be a must pick until I can see someone else stand out as highly as him and Marcus Alonso. So at the moment, I brought him back in. It's probably not the best transfer for game week 5, but I feel like he will be one of the best players if he keeps his spot. Now, yes, Danny Rose may come back in, there may be rotation, but if there isn't, I think Ben Davies is a great player, and until that point happens, I want Ben Davies in my side. So how does that make my team look for game week 5? We can see that I don't have a defence that have favourable fixtures, unfortunately. We have Ben Foster against West Ham. I could swap him out for Rob Elliott versus Stoke. They're both at home. I might do that because I've got Chicharito, who probably will be playing against West Brom, and I want Chicharito to score, but if Chicharito scores, I lose points from Ben Foster, so it's a bit of a catch-22 there. However, Ben Foster might make loads of saves, which might counterbalance that, because West Ham looked very attacking and up for it against Huddersfield, and West Brom, I don't feel like they're that much better than Huddersfield currently 4 game weeks in, so hopefully Chicharito can get on the end of something in that game. But then with my defence, we have Marcus Alonso, who of course could score, but he is playing Arsenal, so he could concede as well. We also have Ben Davies against Swansea. That's my one defender with a favourable fixture. And then the third defender, we have Ben Mee against Liverpool away. That's not great because Burnley are usually a lot more solid at home. We have Norton away at Spurs as well. Really don't think Norton will keep a clean sheet. And then the other choice is Chance Mbemba. He does have a home game against Stoke, however he's probably not going to be fit for it, so a little bit worried about that point there. I think I'd probably go for Burnley over Swansea at the moment if I have to pick from those two. Unfortunately, there's no all-out attack chip anymore because it might be worth playing in this one. My midfield, I'm probably going to go for Chalobah over Tom Carroll because Chalobah is part of a Watford side that looks like they could do decently against Man City at home, whereas Swansea I don't think will do that well against Tottenham Hotspurs. So I think Chalobah's more likely to get some points. Then we have Eriksen, Salah and Mkhitaryan. Unfortunately, Salah has got a little knock. 75% chance of playing. Hopefully he'll play against Burnley at home and pick up a lot of points. I'm imagining if Coutinho is fit, he may come in the front three. Or Roberto Firmino might move out to one of the wider positions, and then someone like Daniel Sturridge or Dominic Solanke will play in that leading role, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully Salah will play. Christian Eriksen and Mkhitaryan I'm very happy with. Hopefully they will both get assists and goals. Mkhitaryan was unlucky not to get an assist last game week. And then we have the front three of Morata, Kane and Chicharito. Kane will be my captain. It's pretty much nailed on choice. Swansea at home. I know it's Wembley, but I really think he's going to have a good September. And Alvaro Morata against Arsenal. Chelsea Arsenal could go either way, we never know. Hopefully Morata will score some goals in that fixture. And then Chicharito against West Brom. He's only had one game where he scored, but Chicharito, I'm kind of going off of past season's form with him, and it's nice to have a West Ham player on my side, and he is one of those players that I think can score goals even if West Ham aren't doing that great. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video today on the channel. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button and hit that notification bell if you want to know when my videos go live or when I'm live streaming as well. Love live streaming. I need to get into some sort of routine with the live streaming. I'll try and figure something out with work. Also check out the links in the description down below if you want to support the channel. Hopefully when this video goes out, because it's very close right now, I think I'm only 11 subscribers away, we will hit 4,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.